YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back in the Austria campaign, where we've actually been dishing out the butt kicking for a change. Hopefully it stays that way. We do need to save the people of Prague. I think that I have made them sufficiently worry for their lives here. So we will finally free them from this French siege, which it says that I have a bad chance of winning, which is laughable. The only reason it's saying that is because they have an artillery unit. And I have all these fine citizens of Prague to act as a meat shield against their artillery, so I see this going quite well for me, to be honest. And just get out here on the battlefield and take care of business. Battle of Prague, 1805. After months of suffering at the hands of oppressors, the good King Patchy of Austria decided finally to free them. They have been surviving on nothing but bugs, varmints, and everything else because they've run out of food. Let's see. Let's put those guys into light infantry doctrine. Get my cavalry, and let's deploy it in these woods over here. What the heck's up in the woods? Oh, some kind of rock formation. Alright. No, not that. General, please. I'm going to group these guys so they'll be a little bit easier to move. I'm going to start running up, and I'm going to go ahead and get my cavalry behind the AI. And I might just put my general over here where he'll be safe from the artillery. Let's make group 1 run. Keep my cavalry moving, got my infantry moving up, my general is safe behind a building so that he can't get hit by the French artillery. We've got all of our peasants here. I'm just gonna stick them on an insane bayonet charge towards the artillery. Let's go ahead and scoot up a little. Hit play, and I'm gonna charge the French general with my cavalry. I swear my run orders do not work properly. Let's go ahead and get these guys coming out of the woods. Retreat back with the lights. That should give us exactly the position we want. Now that the French are in range, we can bring our lights back forward so these guys are thoroughly outflanked. And we should be able to easily destroy them. My Lancer cavalry is inbound on the French general staff, which is only 6 men strong. And in the meanwhile, their guys are getting the crap shot out of themselves in this battle here. It's going to be an ugly one for the French. Really wish that there was like a cinematic mode on this one, but there is not. The French general not going to like this at all. Yeah, they're going to get wrecked. Actually, that's not a Lancer cav. I thought these guys were Lancers. They're not. But yeah, the French general is certainly going to die. Although it already killed 4 of my men. But yeah, it's over. I'm going to attack their artillery. And their line infantry got properly wrecked over here. Just keep moving up reinforcements. Their artillery's out of the game. That bodyguard of 6 men has killed over 10 of my cavalry, which is impressive. Seems a bit infeasible, but that's what happened. That must be some really bad cavalry. Their infantry's now peeling off towards my cavalry as well. Apparently the French just want my cavalry dead. And they even formed a square for once. Their general's bodyguard is still alive with 2 men left and has not routed. Y'all want to go ahead and attack him? I mean, I would have thought you could have pulled this off a long time ago. There we go. Let's chase down their artillery unit. And we're going to finish shooting their little infantry square here. This ought to be a pretty hilarious shooting gallery. They're going to get a couple of shots off of my cavalry, but yeah, this is going to end real quick. Yep, those Frenchmen being shot down. And their routing cavalry is about to be caught and destroyed. So Prague is going to be freed from the French siege. So, successful there, heroic victory. Yeah, it was very heroic, as if the French really had a chance, but apparently the AI has a mind of its own. Some weird sound thing going on right now. There it goes. Sounds like it went away, whatever it was. Chase these bums down. How did they get away with like 8 artillerymen? 5 men. 5 men and the army's still around. What a joke. Die, you scuzzbags. Alright, so Munich is going to have to be a target for us. This army is retraining at a decent pace here. Actually going to stand right here on this bridge. Let's see. We still need to wait a turn. We're going to have to take out these Italian rebels, which have, you know, a bunch of militia and other stuff. Switzerland is now our protectorate. We are trading with them, so that ought to be nice. We also opened a trade agreement with the Papal States. It looks like we are allied with the Kingdom of Naples, which is good. We don't have any more money to spend this turn, and I think we are out of things to do this turn, so let's see what happens. The Ottomans might take Budapest, but we can take it back. Looks like France did not make any advances on me, which is good. Let's see if those Italian rebels do anything. Okay, the Ottomans are going to attack. I do get my reinforcements. They will be coming in from behind the Ottomans. The Ottomans are composed of a large majority of peasant militia. They do have this Janissary Grenadier and then 2 Janissary Infantry, along with 4 Delhi Horsemen. And that could be a problem. They've got a Sipahi Cavalry General too, so they have some nice cavalry here. And I've only got 2 crap cavalry units, but a couple of crap cavalry can kill a whole lot of peasant militia. So we're going to fight this. The nice thing is if I do come in from behind the Ottomans, it'll allow me to take their cannons out, the reinforcements. So basically I'll deploy all of my my militia, my town militia, on the back side of the town. And we will go from there. Yeah, so I'm just going to take these guys and run all the way out here to the back side of town, because I think my reinforcements are coming from the other direction. Reinforcements, yep, we will be coming in behind the Ottomans. The Ottomans are moving towards town, and they may leave their foot artillery. 18-pound foot artillery? Holy crap. It's quite the artillery piece. Ottomans might be trying to compensate for something. That's right, I just said that. Yeah, they are firing at my guys. Pretty sure I gave you all a move order and then told you to run, not walk. But hey, what do I know? What is going on? Thank you. It's not really showing whether or not they're running or walking. Finally, it popped up. Alright, getting all my guys onto the field. What does the terrain look like here? Not particularly great, but let's start moving this foot artillery forward. This is not a huge army here, and we need to take some of these guys. Dang it, I can't withdraw these guys from the battle, which means that since you don't have large armies in Napoleon, it's going to limit what I can deploy here. Okay, let's get... We got 1 unit of Jaegers. Roll them forward. Majority of their guys are heading for the town. I don't want them to be able to kill these guys and then get to me, so I'm actually going to run off. Well, yeah, I'm going to... It's a lot of peasant levy, though. I mean, I wouldn't think the peasant levy can be particularly dangerous. Let's stay here. And let's kill their cannons. I mean, part of me definitely wants to just go for their cannons here. I'm gonna group all these guys up so we can move. A lot of little weird rock formations here too. Just gonna keep walking these guys forward. We need to get rid of all their deli horsemen as well. They have a lot of deli horsemen. Some square formations obviously could help get rid of them. Okay, these deli horsemen ought to get pasted. And if we have to, we'll form squares. Good, good, good. Those artillery are open for charges right now, so let's go take advantage of that. About to get charged over here. Let's get a square formation. Lots of deli horsemen inbound. I'm going to put the other group into square there too. That foot artillery is going to make itself vulnerable. My squares ought to have an easy time, so I'm actually going to keep my cavalry back and safe because I might need them to run down a lot of routing troops. Alright, so we've got one of their 18-pounders engaged. Their horsemen are going to be cut down on my squares. And the other 18-pounder is about to go down. Yeah, getting rid of all these deli horsemen is going to be a huge, huge benefit for me as well, obviously. Okay, and as soon as those grenadiers open fire, there's something blocking my route right there. Must be that rock. I think those grenadiers are about to... No. Let's make sure they open fire there first. There they go. They open fire, so go ahead and charge. Hopefully they don't form a square. I'll keep an eye on them. They're not going to get a square in time, and they're not going to get many shots. So the Janissary Grenadiers got hit by a cavalry charge. It ought to be pretty brutal for them. Let's take these guys off fire at will so we don't kill our own guys. And let's charge in here and see if we can get rid of the Janissary Grenadiers quickly. Bring in additional... Good grief. These Janissary Grenadiers are killing a lot of my horsemen. Okay, I'm actually going to start running these peasants back this way so that I can get their help. Again, though, the enemy is mostly peasant levy, so I'm not hugely concerned about it. Especially if we take their artillery out. And I don't want to get too hasty on these last couple artillery pieces. I do want them dead, but not bad enough to get all my guys killed. These Janissaries are probably decent in melee, so that may have been a questionable move on my part, but they're gone. Okay, got some deli horsemen that came back from routing. They are inbound on my infantry, form squares. Let's get my cavalry away. I just want my cavalry to be alive. Okay, the deli horsemen are not going to get to my infantry. And they ought to take a pretty good shooting here. Yeah, they charged straight into my square, so I don't imagine the deli horses are gonna last very long there. How many times do you have to tell a peasant militia to run before they run? Run! Thank you. Wow. Good grief. Alright, so I certainly want to take out that artillery, but it is actually kind of protected at the moment. Let's take a look at the lines of sight through here. Ottomans kind of have a hill in my way. Let's look at group 1 and move them up. Maybe we can use the cover of these woods here. There's some weird rocks and stuff around here too. We might be able to get up and use that wall to fire from behind the wall. That would give our guys a lot of good cover. I think all the deli horsemen are gone, so that's good news. They do have some artillery left. Honestly, might just take some of these guys and garrison different buildings here in town.
We have taken a building, sir.
That way it'll make my guys a harder target for the Ottomans if they come to the city. It looks like they've left this artillery piece open to a charge too, so let's take care of business. I don't know, the Ottomans are kind of turning around a little bit here, but I'm going to see if we can get that artillery piece real quick. Let's halt with all these guys here. Get on the back side of this wall. Get on the back side of that wall. Cease your fire at will. Okay, my guys are not following orders. I'm telling them to get on the back side of the wall. Okay, we took care of the artillery. Now our cavalry is being attacked by an infantry, so let's see if we can get it away alive. I just really want it alive. Let's get our general back to a safe vantage point. Okay, my infantry's on the wall over here. This unit's still refusing to follow orders. Run, please. I can't say enough how much I wish units would auto-run on this game. It's actually quite infuriating. That is a Janissary. How many times am I going to have to order you onto the walls before you actually go on the walls? Oh my gosh. I think the order might have finally come across. This guy's still walking there. I don't think we have line of sight on these peasant levies here. I think we can take out that artillery real quick. Let's move up our grenadiers as well. Okay, those Janissary musketeers are taking fire from my guys who are in cover. And then I've got light infantry on their flanks, so they are getting destroyed. And if they attack me in the town center here, I will be able to hold out for a little while because all my guys are piled up in buildings. Okay, let's just get our cavalry back to safety. My guys are not on fire at will, so that explains a lot. At least some of them weren't. Let's go on to fire at will. So yeah, the peasant levy should be getting beat down pretty thoroughly. In fact, I'm just gonna put them out of their misery. Hit that unit first. I just chucked a whole bunch of my own men on that charge, I think. Let's just do a move order. Let's take these guys out of melee. Give an attack order. Let's give these guys another move order. So it looks like we got a shooting fight started over here. We're doing good though. Got our general more than alive. Let's bring our cavalry. Yeah, these peasant levy are trying to get at my guys in the town center. It's not going to go real smooth for them. Let's push that unit up, and let's push this one up as well. What else do they have here? Peasant levy. They've got one Janissary musketeer, and they've still got their Sipahi cavalry roaming around. We're gonna have to watch out for that cavalry. But yeah, all this peasant levy that they brought is pretty useless. All it's doing really is just making their stacks look bigger and more dangerous to the auto-resolve. Only the auto-resolve, though, considers peasant levy to be a useful unit. Really just need to watch out for the cavalry. The Sipahis could put a pretty big beating down on my guys if I'm not careful. Let's actually get this unit right here. Alright. So we've got the Ottomans kind of backed up in this little blob here. And we should be able to just kind of keep tightening the noose around them. Don't want to overlap my men because friendly fire is real. These guys have firing range, so I'm going to let them continue to fire. That general's getting awfully close to my line infantry over here, so I'm going to form a square just to be safe. Alright, so the rest of the Ottomans are getting shot up pretty hard. I really would not prefer to be in melee with those Janissary musketeers. So I'm actually going to fall back and get ready to bring some cavalry in. Okay, I'm gonna bayonet charge all the musketeers. We took out the enemy general, so it ought to be a pretty easy finish on the Ottomans here. Sweet. So, grabbed one of our first big victories over the Ottomans. And it looks like we're gonna pretty much wreck these guys and keep our army in good shape. So we're gonna end the battle. Heroic victory. That was definitely nice for us. We should be able to chase that Ottoman army down with relative ease now. We got land drainage. Path is blocked. Let's check out what we're researching just to make sure it's... We've got all these different schools, and that's good. So we've kind of got the research spread out. We're making a lot more money now. So this is very good news. Just the ability to have all this extra money at this point. They got away with some of their cavalry, a little bit of their musketeers. Auto-resolve's giving me a pretty good chance here, so I'm going to take it. And the retraining's still kind of slow, but it ought to be improved in a few turns. And let's see, I've got merchant ships training still. And then we've got this port down here that the French have their fleet in that we need to push them out. But first things first, we need to find that Italian army, which I believe is down here somewhere. There they are. So they're going to ambush me. I'm going to get all my reinforcements. I need to just put those two guys into this army, unless it's already full and I'm just seeing the numbers wrong, which could be the case. Yeah, we get all kinds of reinforcements, though, so we should be able to destroy the Italians. These Hussars are going to be a threat, obviously, but we need to take care of them. I'm going to actually cut this and come back on whenever the battle begins so I can fit a little bit more in this episode, so see you then. Alright, so the battle's already begun. It did kind of a weird ambush where they got to ambush just like the 2-unit stack rather than my regular one. I guess it was the one that was moving. So I put this line infantry into square and killed most of their Hussars, but their Hussars were able to get to the unit of Jaegers that was supporting these line. So a little bit of a problem there. I told these cavalry to run, and they did not. I'm going to go ahead and get their cannons real quick. I have more troops supposedly coming onto the battlefield, but they are taking forever to get here. So yeah, it's taken me like a really long time for some reason, but these units in square here have killed a huge number of Italian troops, these Italian revolutionaries, pretty much taken out all of their cavalry, and they're going to get more here because the cavalry continues to charge my squares. So possibly even taking out all 4 Hussar units, and then I'm going to get their cannons. No, there's a little bit left of this one Hussar unit apparently. So
our men are running.
Their cannons are off the field. So we should be able to finish off the last Italian Hussar, other than their general. I did have a stake line out here somewhere that I dropped with the Jaegers. I don't know where it is, but I think their general missed it, unfortunately. Yeah, there it was. So all of the normal Italian Hussar units are off the field, and if it will hurry and please give me the rest of my reinforcements. I don't know why they're coming onto the battlefield so slowly. All I've got is these militia. Alright, so apparently it's going to take forever for my reinforcements to get here, so I guess I'll come back on when the action starts again. Alright, the battle is back on. I'm being charged by some militia revolutionaries here. I didn't get my cannons set in time, but we should be able to just quickly countercharge them. I've got a light infantry. Let's run it away because it's under fire from that militia. And we'll bring some line infantry. I guess your reinforcements just come slowly whenever it's a ambush battle. Is there some reason why you're not attacking the unit that I'm clearly clicking attack orders on?
Our men are running.
That was kind of weird. Like, I clicked an attack order on the militia and my hussars just completely turned the other way. And ignored that. Don't fire. Actually, go ahead and relimber. Oh, crap. That's not good. Let's see if I can get my cavalry away from that. Don't know how in the world I did, but I did. Okay, so over here we've mopped up our enemies. Got some Prussian, or some, got some Grenzers and other units. Let's just start bringing all our units over here. I'm gonna let the artillery go. It'll survive. To fight another day. I need to go get rid of this Italian militia real quick before it regroups. But yeah, got our Hungarian hussars. The enemy still has a hussar unit, which is their general. They're just using it very, very precautiously, meaning not at all at this point. Let's pause and let's actually throw these Grenzers in this building where they'll get to use some of their long-range firepower. And we can now push up our cav over here. I'm just going to keep my artillery limbered. Do the same thing. Let's pull these guys around. So yeah, now my whole reinforcing army is starting to show up. And we should have a pretty easy time with this militia.
We have taken a building, sir.
Those militia might try and fire at my cav, so I'm going to pull back. My Grenzers are in the structure here, and they're firing at the enemy Hussar General, which is nice. And let's go ahead and halt these guys. They're actually in a decent firing position. These guys are tired from running the whole battle. I've been making them run pretty much non-stop. So the Italian militia is falling, and just about all they have left back here is their general. So we've managed to get a clean victory out of this, and I think in the end all we'll end up losing is like a Jaeger and a line unit, which is unfortunate, but certainly replaceable. Looks like their militia's firing at my militia. A fight of lightweights here. Let's see who wins it. You call that reloading? I can reload my AR-15 a lot faster than that. Oh, jeez. My lame jokes. Alright, I don't want to fight horse to horse with their hussars. I would rather lure their general into a bad scenario. So I'm going to pull my hussars closer to the cover of all these Grenzers and line infantry. Yeah, the Grenzers definitely going to give these guys some shots. Check them all out up in this ruined building. That's kind of cool. You guys going to fire or just going to wait a minute? Here comes the slaughter of the enemy hussars. I'm going to go into square just to be sure, but otherwise my Grenzers will finish shooting these guys from the building, so it's going to be a clear victory over the Italian revolutionaries, and they will bother me no more. That's it for this episode. I will see you all back on the next one.